And we are back.
For more snowballs than you can handle.
Ooh, snowballs. Have you ever thrown a snowball?
Yes. The last time I went to the snow was 2002. Was the year I got my GameCube. So we got to go.
I like how you know that. Yeah. I mean, I assume there's a story about why you know that.
We never took a lot of family vacations when I was a kid. That was one of the few times that my grandmother, my grandfather, and my mom, dad, and my three brothers, we all went up to Tahoe and we rented a cabin. That was probably like the last big family vacation we took. But it was really fun because it was the first time we'd been to the snow since we were about 5 or 6. I think it was 7th or 8th grade, so it'd been at least like 6 or 7 years.
2002 sounds like an 8th grade year because we graduated.
And there are pictures of us being in the snow, and I kind of remembered it, but it wasn't. That's my most
visceral memories of it. Yeah, cool.
I think this is you.
I actually don't remember his voice, so.
I think you were just very Peter Griffin with it.
I don't know. I don't even know how to do a Peter Griffin voice. I'm just gonna give him a new voice. That's it. Great. Feels great to be able to move again.
I bet.
Yeah, freedom is where it's at. All right, we have the environment to save. Are you ready to go to the Elemental Skylands?
Sure.
Okay, let's do this. Hop on board my head, young lad. I have a snowball story. That's why I asked you about if you had ever thrown one. When I was very, very, very young, we had family friends who rented a cabin.
Mind you, guys, we live in California, but we don't live near snow. We're like 3 hours away from snow.
Probably at least 3 hours during the deepest winter.
Yes.
I'll get back to it after. So I'm not gonna lie to you, buddy. This is bad.
How bad? What's going on?
It seems like the Demon King managed to corrupt the Clockwork Concierge.
Like 3 beers in bad?
Yeah, pretty bad. Like Kavanaugh bad.
Oh. That's pretty bad. Clockwork conversions. Clockwork concierges?
Presumably.
What is that?
Concierge.
Oh, concierge.
Yeah.
My God, my brain.
A big robot that tends to this place. He's a butler superstar. Can't wait to meet him. Anyway, I was going to handle this myself, but the Skylands make the robot invincible.
Great. So where do I come in?
I'll drop you on each of the Skylands so you can disable the shield generators. Then together we'll see how big a punch the Clockwork Concierge packs.
Ah.
All right, enemies ahead. Mash Y to fire or hold it for a big one, which you probably want to do because you're actually going to have to mash and not hold the button. And since you probably don't want to get carpal tunnel like the guide says, probably
Is that
just
what
hold.
it said?
Yeah.
Oh,
said if you don't want to get carpal tunnel, just hold it for the big blast. Because it's a lot of tapping and you can't hold the button, much like old school games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you can get the little tappy taps here and there when you need to, but yeah, preferably hold in. All right, we made it to the Air Skyland. I'll catch you after you've disabled the shield generator. Good luck.
Will do, good buddy.
Goodbye, hey, ninja. Okay, so I only know this story third hand because I think I was probably 3.
You don't remember when you were 3 years old.
That's why I said I only know this story through third hand, like third person.
Third person and 3. Got it.
My mom tells me it, and so does the person who got seriously injured.
Perfect. They're like, I remembered it perfectly.
And since they remember it, I'm going to go ahead and accept the story as truth for something I did when I was 3. Evidently, everybody's throwing snowballs and they're having a good old fucking time. Being a 3-year-old, I didn't understand how to make snowballs. So I found that was one that was pre-made.
Oh, shit. Did you take a rock?
It wasn't pre-made. It was a fucking giant ice ball.
Oh.
Like a legitimate giant ice cube. And being a fucking like super monkey strength 2-3-year-old, I chucked it. And my godfather, who's the one who got injured, was like, yeah, what's up, little guy? Like came down.
Oh,
and I just went blam and hit him in the face like a fucking ice hammer. I don't know, I don't want to say I broke his nose, but I hurt it enough to where he had to like go to the hospital to get it checked out because it wouldn't stop bleeding. Now I don't know if I seriously broke it bad, but it was evidently bad enough that the story stuck around for
generations.
Yeah, probably at least another 15 years when I reheard it. I'm like, that's insane, guys. Like, And he's like, yeah, you had like a fucking like an ice cube rock or something. You didn't even have snowball. And being a little kid, yeah, I just went down towards you and you were just like, hi, bitch, and hit me in the face.
Shit, why is there so many things?
Because you're not killing them. You're trying to avoid them. You're running past them.
I wasn't even trying to avoid them. There's all of a sudden like one popped out of the ground and another popped up from underneath, and then these guys flew in.
You have about, oh wait, they're dropping health.
Yeah.
Nice.
So those little guys come up from the ground, so you don't even know they're there until I was there. They're like, hey, bitch, I'm here.
Snowball in the face.
Pretty much, just like that. They're like, I'm here, and I'm real. I'm going to beat the shit out of you. There's something over there.
So at this pathway, I think you have to go right now?
Yeah, luckily
one of the pathways are only shards, I think I read. I tried not to do too much reading other than guiding you to where it was.
to figure out where we need to go.
But I did read a section. It was like, oh, there's 2 ways you can go. Which one? Well, actually, there's only one option in the timeline until you do something.
See, they pop right out of the ground.
I see.
It's like, oh, hey, I'm here. Surprise.
I see it. I see it now. I have another ice story. Back on Manfred. Did you destroy the generator?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
It was that electrical ball with the 4 things by it.
I didn't know if that was like a part of it or if it was the whole son of a bitch. So get used to fighting on Manfred.
Oh yeah?
Because you're gonna need it.
Nice. Pretty comfortable. Not too bad.
Nah, I like what is this, like R-Type essentially, where it's like a side-scroller shooter?
Me and my brother almost made a
Side-scroller
side-scroll
2D
shooter, and we still have plans to do it at some point, but
I love those, dude. They're so good.
They are fun, but he got so busy with programming, like I've made a ton of assets for it. It's actually in my demo reel for animation.
Yeah.
I did a bunch of stuff for it. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll just stick it here. We're not going to get to that game for probably another like 5 years knowing him.
And in fact, you going back to it, you'll probably recreate the assets.
Some of them are still really good because I created them not too long ago that they still look good. Like I think the ships designs I came up with are still boss as shit.
Yeah.
I would redo the pilots. I like their designs I came up with, but I polish them up a little bit more.
Yeah, I figured your art styles evolved a little, at least in the last year, and you did it before then, right?
It evolves every year.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Earth thing. Catch you later. Something. Bye.
That's why I found it funny. I think I've talked about this before, but for the new Young Justice Season 3 that's coming out, a couple people on a YouTube channel, which, I mean, it's YouTube. There's always going to be someone complaining. They're complaining like, oh, man, I don't like how he changed the art style. It's like, well, he's an artist. I hate to break it to you. We don't choose to change our art style. It just kind of... It evolves and it changes, and you can't just set a button.
Very good.
Just like you can't get younger, you can't really change your art style. Like, you can aim to draw like you did before. It's really hard when it's your style.
Yeah.
When it's something else, like, hey, draw like Rebecca Sugar. It's like, okay, that's not too hard because it's not my inherent style.
Yeah.
I can look at everything like,
but your style evolves. It's hard to go back to a something that you now see as inferior.
You can get like a facsimile. It's not even so much as inferior, but you acquire so many different skills and stuff that it makes it less easy for you to go along. I think I just gotta...
I don't know what to do here, yeah.
I think I know what to do.
Okay. I hear you.
I just thought it was a funny complaint. It's like, yeah, it's the same thing if we're like, I hate the animation. It's like, do you hate the art style or do you hate the animation? Because it's two different things. Animation's how it moves and how it's drawn.
I think a lot of people too are not 100% familiar with the terminology compared to you, like went to school, teach it and everything. So it's like, well, I know of course, like,
because you find that a lot in anime where people talk about like, oh, this in between looks terrible. It's like, well, it's an in-between. It's not a keyframe.
It's not meant to be looked at solely.
It's not meant to be like, oh, I'm going to pause this frame of anime and be like, this looks terrible.
This is off model. Yeah, it's a keyframe in between.
It's not a keyframe. It's an in-between.
Or it's not a keyframe. It's in between the keyframes.
It's a smear. It's not supposed to look good. It's supposed to deliver the action more impactfully. So when it does hit on the key.
You taught me how to do some of that last night.
Yeah, I taught you a little bit of it.
Sam was showing me, we're working on something animation-wise. Sam gave me some of the stuff because I had an idea for what it was, so he gave me the frames.
Beginning of the month, he's like, I have an idea for stuff. I'm like, okay, cool, when's it due? I need it by tomorrow. It's like, oh, okay, it's a good idea, so let's do it. And then another day he's like, I have another idea. I'm like, he's like, well, I'm gonna do it this way. I'm like, no, but that's a great idea, but...
Hey, man, I got the brain, I don't got the skill.
If we're gonna do it, I want to make it look really nice, and it won't be too much work, but it's kind of like, fucking A, man. Like, I wish we thought of this earlier, but at the same time...
I thought it's exactly... It's hard to not say what it is because it's currently going on.
Yeah, so we don't want to tell you guys, but you will know soon.
Well, I mean, they probably already know at this point. But I'm not going to say because that's up for them.
Because it's going to give away the...
It's a little alternate reality game type thing that we're... Not a game, but something... Little hidden messages and stuff that you guys can look at.
It was a great...
Very simple.
Like, when you pointed out, I was like, fucking A, he's right.
I only pointed it out because after you created the animation, I was like, you know what? It'd be great if we could continue evolving this.
Yeah.
Because it came out better than I anticipated. It inspired me, and I was like, shit, well, what if it did this? And then you were like, fuck more work!
I was like, damn it, it's a really good idea. But fuck!
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be working on the other thing for this channel.
I would do it if I could, but I don't have the skill or talent to. I know just enough to be able to take your baseline PNGs and put them frame by frame. And even then, there was no tweenage or anything
Even then,
like that.
you're like, well, how do I do this other thing? And I just looked at it, I was like, he's never going to be able to do this in the way that I want it to be done.
Yeah.
Which is impossible because I have 30 years of training. Like,
well, that's also your style, too. I don't know your style.
I have 25 years of training, so it's like, I'm going to know how to do it better than ever explain it. Like, when I was trying to tell you about images, like, okay, I know how I want this, but I don't want to just manhandle the computer and be like, just give it over. Because I also understand Vegas at all.
Yeah, well, we had to do 6 different frames of it, 7 different, not frames, 6 different animations of it in different positioning and different start and stop points. So I had to understand what you were asking for with the tweenage, because I had to do it 6 more times while you were asleep and like off doing your own thing. I was like, well, I gotta get this done on my own, so I better fucking understand it. And it helped me out a lot. You're gonna have to zip through.
Yeah.
That's gonna be hard.
Oh, this is a green thing. I don't even need to go here.
Oh, well, don't fucking do it then.
I thought
because that looks hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could do it, but there's no save point that I remember.
Yeah, no,
so I'd
fuck
rather just.
Hopefully that's not death. There you go. Perfect. Is that the way you want to go?
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
Oh, it doesn't because it's just a loop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm really liking this area, by the way. The art in this game is fantastic.
Yeah.
They've done a really good job of evolving the style and taking that 16-bit look, but kind of almost advancing it to like a Saturn level of graphics.
I mean, I know we've seen these enemies before in the underground river tunnel
Yeah,
thingy.
we've seen it before, but
this isn't the same spot.
It's not the same spot.
Yeah, okay, thought so. Because we're in the sky area, but it looked like, I remembered a section to where you had 2 of the little harpooners and you were going through the river, and I was like, this feels vaguely familiar, but it can't be the same thing. We're not even close.
Yeah, we're not even close to that area.
Oh, nice. I like how they leave it there to show you, like, hey, if you can figure out how your
developers
path
do that shit.
Yeah, if you can figure out how the path goes, then you can work it and maneuver it. Oof, good shit. But snow. We were talking about snow before.
Yes, we were talking about snow.
A lot of the scars that are on my right arm came from snow. I always seem to get injured in the snow. No, I mean, I always seem to get injured, but I always seem to get injured in the snow.
Like, injury is your main thing. Chris, don't do this.
When I have fun, I like having fun, damn it.
Yeah, so it's basically when I play a video game, you do the same thing, but in real life.
Yeah, pretty much. So we were sledding. What is it when you have the disc? Is it still sledding? When you slide down on a disc with the 2 ropes on the side and you just hold on to the edges?
Yes.
What is tobogganing? Is that like a sled that has like a front to it?
I believe so.
Okay, well, we were on the disc regardless. I was just trying to get terminology correct. We're on the disc and we're going down one of these snow hills that are on the side of the road.
Oh shit, I think I need to go...
back up to the other bit. Oh yeah, because it's definitely in the future. The generator is definitely in the future.
I didn't realize that I had to... The thing that I just did was it got me to a secret area. And it got me a bunch of stuff, which I have 2,000 now, so it was worth.
Nice, yeah.
But I didn't realize I need to somehow get back to the past here. And now we're good.
Back to the past.
Back to the past. Not Samurai.
Ninja Sam.
Ninja Sam.
Do you not want to spend your money? That was a shop, right?
Oh, was that a shop?
Wasn't it? It was a full door. No, you threw him to his death.
He'll be fine. He'll respawn.
We went down the hill on the side of the road on the little disc thing, and somebody...
I loved those disc things as a kid. They were so much fun.
Somebody, a group of people went to get in they just weren't paying attention, walked right in front of us. So what I did was I tried to, bail off to the side to slide down.
I get a power hit now.
That's really tight. But I had a little kid with me. Probably a 5-year-old. So I was like, shit, we can't just bail going 15 miles an hour down this fucking hill on ice. And it was just that perfect slurry of ice to where it was like kind of ice, kind of snow. You know how it's like, this feels crunchy and it kind of hurts? So when I jumped, it just sliced up my fucking arm really bad.
Ooh. Wait, on ice?
It was like, it was icy snow. It wasn't
gotcha.
It wasn't like floofy snow at all. Like, I've been in powder, and it feels great when you fall, and you're just like, oh, it's cold, no big deal. This was like, it made sound when you touched it, like,
ooh,
scratchy sounds.
It's funny, I only went to the snow maybe 4 or 3 times. I don't think I ever got injured while I was there.
This was just like surface, like scratches and injuries.
Right.
But they left scars that like stayed on me.
I do have a scar story though.
Let's get to that. Let's get to that after this one ends, real quick. The reason I don't feel too bad about it is because the hill was dangerous enough, evidently, that 2 people got called ambulances just after I finished for potential spine injuries. Now, obviously we were like, went there and then dipped out afterwards, but it was a big enough area to where it was like, it wasn't like a park, but it was like a snow hill.
Yeah.
But enough people went to where like there was like people parked outside.
Right. People
using
it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a designated park, but it was like, hey,
exactly.
This is a local area that people go to.
Yeah. They had called an ambulance, and then the ambulance had to call another ambulance because somebody did the same fucking thing, injured themselves. And they were like, okay, don't move them. We can like make them comfortable until the second one comes. But like, we're already taking somebody with a potential spine injury. Like, and I'm sure they were being overcautious.
Well, yeah.
Which is what you do with a spine injury. But at the same time, it's like, God damn, that happened right after I got hurt, and then 2 other people got seriously hurt, or potentially seriously hurt, not just little boo-boos. This fucking hill was dangerous.
Yeah.
So we left after we heard that 2 other people got seriously hurt. It was bad. What's your scar story, Samuel?
First I gotta figure out how to get through.
That's gonna be jumping on the flames. Oh, damn it. Yeah, I don't, because you don't get to jump off the wall, huh?
I don't think that's the way to go.
I don't think it is either.
Do we want to pick this back up next time?
Yeah, let's pick it up next time. Later, guys. Beep, bop, boop.
He just fucking jumped through the wall.
Well, I mean, they travel through time.
That's true.
So, I mean, like...
Where the fuck did you come from? Get out of here.
What's his name? Gordo?
Gordo.
Greedo?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, fucking, Demon Boy?
You don't even know my name. Doesn't matter. You ignore me as it is.